Is this thing on? Welcome back to Big Mouth and welcome back to the DCEU Daily. It's the Saturday edition of the DCEU Daily. James Gunn apparently turned down the opportunity to write and direct the next Superman film for Warner Brothers for the DCEU. What do we think about that? Bollocks. I don't believe that for a minute. Why do they always do this to Superman? And I know why they're doing it, so they can start asking him the questions. Oh, did you turn it down? Not saying. Would you do a movie? Probably not, because Superman's too hard to write. You know what? This is total bullshit. Even if this is true, we shouldn't be hearing about this. It really does wind me up. It really, really does. Oh, James Gunn turned down Superman. Oh, isn't that a big deal? Because Superman isn't a great hero. But what does this actually mean? This means Warner Brothers are looking to develop a Superman film. Now, much like the Batman, as we know, it's looking like Ben Affleck's not involved, apart from an executive producer role. But if you check out my DCEU Daily yesterday and my individual, the Batman Beyond theory, I do have a theory that he's going to still be involved, that he's still in the movie, but just in a very small role. They're going to find a way to set up this younger Batman as the Batman. I don't know how they're going to do it, because the DCEU isn't being rebooted, but it's certainly being tweaked. We know that Wonder Woman 1984 was meant to be released this year, and now it's not. Even Gal Gadot come out and said because of the changing, the things shifting or whatever she said, it's been delayed. So, and there was rumours, of course, as I mentioned yesterday, about Wonder Woman having a Flashpoint aspect to this kind of film. So it is very interesting. But these rumours about James Gunn turning down a film, you can't have it both ways, bloggers. You're either saying he turned down a chance of writing and directing a Superman film, or you're saying, well, Warner Brothers and DC are not doing a Superman film. You can't have it both ways. And of course, Warner Brothers and DC are not stupid. There's big money. Superman is important. Of course, we've got these Michael B. Jordan rumours, because Michael B. Jordan, of course, signed a first look picture deal with Warner Brothers. Now, we know on that day that the rumour was from the Hollywood Reporter treating it like a fact that Henry Cavill was no longer Superman. Then they kind of leaked, and it wasn't them, it was everyone saying, by the way, Michael B. Jordan is going to play an Elseworld Superman. For me, I ain't against it, but he can't be the main Superman. He can't. It's as simple as that, for obvious reasons. The main Superman is Kal-El, is Clark Kent in Earth 1, and we know the rest of it, right? So he can be a Clark Kent from another universe, but obviously he is black, which is the elephant in the room. And the main Superman, the Earth 1 Superman, isn't black. It's as simple as that. But if you want to give us an Elseworlder, a multiverse version of Superman who's black, that's cool. I want to get to know that character. Michael B. Jordan is a great talent, and I would absolutely be really excited for our Earth 1 Superman to meet kind of an Elseworld multiverse Michael B. Jordan Superman. That would be very, very exciting to me. So I think, look, something is going on, and I think if these things are coming out, they're coming out for a reason. It's like they've released this rumour so he can kind of have some kudos. Oh, he didn't want to do Superman, so he must be cool. No, only a mug refuses Superman. There's so many different ways of doing an awesome, epic Superman film. But these people lack the imagination. And this is the problem with me. This is the issue for me. And this is why when I hear reports like this, it's just to chip away at Superman. It's just to make, we know a lot of people are not happy that James Gunn's going to be doing the Suicide Squad. We know what happened to him. We know that he got sacked from Disney and Marvel Studios because of the really old 8-year-old tweet about mocking, children and things like that, which I didn't find funny. But I don't have this stance where, someone tweeted this 8 years ago, so he can't be involved with the DCEU. No, we've seen what he's achieved with Guardians of the Galaxy and Guardians of the Galaxy 2. So I ain't got a problem with that. I ain't got a problem with him being part of the DCEU because he's so talented. He's a great creative, and he could have given us an awesome kind of vision of Superman. But also what this says is that obviously Zack Snyder's not going to be involved with A Man of Steel 2. It's not going to be going that direction. And there's a clue in that as well that maybe Henry Cavill isn't going to be Superman. There's some changes going on. We know that. And even with this Ben Affleck thing, even with this Batman thing, we're not really sure if Ben's going to be involved. You know, if he's going to get a cameo, if he's training a younger Superman in the future, or if he's just kind of flashbacking. Or there's another theory, of course. It might not even be a kind of flashback to Batfleck's era. It could be it could be Michael Keaton's era. It could be Christian Bale's era. We don't know what they're planning. They could be planning something really clever. So if they really don't want Ben Affleck involved at all, and he's not involved at all, then I don't know what they're doing here. And, Matt Reeves originally said it is part of the DCEU. So it's interesting. It really is interesting and exciting. But as much as I love Batfleck, as much as I love Batman v Superman, I'm not going to start sulking about it because I think it's important to look at this logically. We've had a big hit with Aquaman. We've got this situation going on where, Walter Hamada is making some big decisions. Decisions that the mainstream audience and hardcore DC fans are happy with. This means these films making more money and destroying the MCU as well, which I'm more than happy with. So at the end of the day, I want to see really good superhero movies. How do we get that? By focusing on each movie. I don't want to see a generic superhero film so it can all link up and cross over to the next film, or so we can cameo another DC character. I'd like to see other DC characters in other solo movies, but it isn't a deal breaker if it doesn't happen. I'd rather see a classic epic movie that I'm going to remember for the rest of my life rather than say, oh, we better cameo this or we better throw that Easter egg in. It's funny now, isn't it? Because films have become, TV and film have become obsessed with Easter eggs. And, just because you've got loads of Easter eggs doesn't make you a great show or a great writer or a great movie director or writer. It just means you're throwing stuff in that somebody else has created and other people are excited about. You're not giving us something new. You're not giving us something original. So Easter eggs don't particularly impress me. They can be exciting, but I think everyone's overdoing the Easter eggs, and it's not just on TV. It's on computer games now as well. Yes, so no, I'm not an Easter egg fan. I don't mind eating some chocolate, but you know what I mean. So I'm kind of excited that this kind of thing about James Gunn turning down Superman has come out because it means they're offering it out. So whoever gets it, it's an interesting thing. I think when he came on board, they offered him a few projects. Now, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he was offered Superman and he said, no, I want Suicide Squad. Not because he's dissing Superman, but maybe because he thinks, well, Suicide Squad, Guardians, that's my strength, a group of people together, misfits as well. It could be really, really interesting. So what do you think about James Gunn writing and directing Suicide Squad? Do you think it's a good move? Or are you kind of thinking, I don't want this guy involved. I don't agree with what he said in his tweet. As you know, my opinion is, clean slate, really clever guy. And we've got someone the MCU fans really loved and were gutted to lose and started a petition. So we're winning. We've got a really popular creative who can give us something extremely special.